so we don't cheat the people. A lot of people pay some money. A lot of people in here. We didn't have 5,800 people come through here, 719. Right, you in the 100 ENT show. Knowing whack 100, this ain't over. And it definitely ain't over. We got 530 motherfucking shares, 53 clips, 5,800 people that came through here. All right, R&B, let's go to part two of the Q&A with Ye.
Yay. So once
Yes,
again,
sir.
they tried to stop the rain. But Ye, one thing about Ye and Whack 100, it's hard to stop the rain because we are the clouds. So I got you on record for the record because I know some more stuff you want to say. And the people are telling me, Whack, we want to hear what else he had to say. So I'm going to take his recording back to Clubhouse and we're going to play it. So live and direct is Whack 100 and Ye exclusive. Let's keep it moving.
Sir. Yes, sir. So I wanted to talk about this Elon situation.
Okay.
Okay, so Elon is the front man for carbon credits. Tesla wouldn't have been profitable without carbon credits. It's not about rockets, not about Mars. It's not about Tesla. There's a new front man for Silicon Valley, and it's Elon. And I love not having to be nobody halfway friend. People love that. It's like, man, Ye's friends with Elon. But if he was really my friend and he's fighting for free speech, how could you block me on Twitter for trying to bring the swastika and the Star of David together?
That's real.
That's my view of, hey, I said love speech. Like I said, I love Arya, man. I love Elon. I love China.
What room you in?
Yeah.
We're not in no room. Eon, wait, hold on, Ye. Ion is just me, you, and Ye. I got to record. I'm recording, and we'll take it back to Clubhouse. So let's go ahead and keep rocking. It's me, you, and Ye. He's talking about Elon. Go ahead, Ye.
Okay. So, basically what y'all seen happen to me is a cancellation of a social credit card. I can't get the Donny Hathaway sample cleared. It's my biggest post in it might be the biggest post in Instagram history. 7 million views in 2 hours, 3 hours, and they take it down. I found out the closest reason they got Elon, when they take stuff and they ban my Instagram for 30 more days. So we believe it's because I put Alex Jones at the at the end of the song. Now, Elon tells me, it's too far. The reason why I said remember this is my final tweet. I didn't do that because Elon was out of shape or something like that. I'm not in the best shape myself right now. I did it because Ari Emanuel was putting him through a Jewish humiliation ceremony by hosing him down. I wanted people to see that my so-called friend was getting hosed down this summer by the very person that China made tell all the companies, Adidas, all these people to to get out of business with me. That's the same people. That's how close you are. You got to understand. It's like for Ari Emanuel to put himself in that situation and jump out there like that, we really got under their skin. Go get your nigga, right? And now with Elon, go get your nigga. And he says, oh, I wanted to punch him. And I understand why it hurt because, it's lit. Like Twitter just not this. You need Elon, Trump, and Ye on Twitter for Twitter to be Twitter. All at the same time.
That's real.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't Twitter like that. Because, I black out the Super Bowl. The way I hit the social media, I start hitting the posts, like left, right, all different, it's like, I was going to say Bruce Lee, but, bad example. So I thought, Elon said he's supporting. I know nobody never heard of this guy, but his name is DeSantis. So, and it made me say, in this social credit card, where this place where they can ban your social credit card, debank you, then rebank you to freeze bank you. Thank you. To someone as big as me, to the top 5 streaming artists in the world, to the most Googled person on the planet. They could do that to me. So this is a cautionary tale. So basically what they're saying is, if you don't vote for how Biden said, you don't vote for me, you're not black. What they're saying is, remember, your Teslas are computer operated. So if you don't vote for DeSantis, we could lock you out your Teslas. Welcome to America.
That is super crazy. Now, you went to Instagram to respond to Elon. I brought up something about, Chinese and the government. Like, what was that about?
I mean, he looked half Chinese to me, and my grandma got Indian in her family. Elon definitely got Chinese in his. So, I said, okay, let's unify and find out. You throw some ideas out there. The internet is undefeated, correct? It's going to be somebody out there. I could use my autistic army. I'm on the spectrum a little slightly, so at least so I am told. So, and they're going to find out that information. It just looks to me, I just put that as a proposal. Everybody knows Obama not from Chicago. He's only in the Senate like a half a term. They know they plan that all the way, you know what I'm saying? Since 1948. All of these movements, I know woke finna be mad at me, but all of these heroes, man, is only one. That's Jesus Christ. You're going to find out something about MLK, something about JFK, something about Malcolm, something about Rosa Parks. We know Rosa Parks is a plant. We know all of these things, right? And they use these media outlets to outrage. Outrage is an economy, the trauma economy. The trauma economy. What death are we going to promote this week? It ain't like 14 people ain't getting killed every week in Chicago, Atlanta, like all over. But no, we're going to publicize this on I'm not going to say whose platform it is. I'm not going to say what hospital it is. It was the Jews. But it's not. I got to stop pointing out the Jews because it's really communist rule and takeover, TV. Of America. So, I had to get back on, even though they banned me, to talk about that.
No, you did that. You did that. Now let's get into Obama. I definitely want to know, what's your thought about his 8 years in office? First black president, actually.
I really wasn't following politics back then. I didn't understand it. I didn't know who Rahm Emanuel was, and I've got a better understanding of it now. So all of that would be hindsight. It wasn't. It's like when people listen to like a Wu-Tang, like a kid discovers Wu-Tang, and they're like, "Wow, this," but they wasn't there to understand and connect this is what these people are wearing. It's what they listen to. This is the reason why they said that. So I'm going to just tell you, I don't have enough of an understanding. I'm like I said, like I'm an early Christian. I'm a young Christian. I'm also a young politician. I'm young into this. So all I saw was black when Obama won. I was just happy Obama won, and now I realize that he was actually just another Jewish president.
You really feel that way? You really feel that way? Yeah, you really, really feel that way.
Okay, I knew y'all was going to get mad that I said that.
No, I'm not mad.
I'm
saying that. You really feel that way.
Which part of the feeling?
That Obama was another Jewish president. Are you saying that, like, they controlled him? You saying he was a puppet? Like, what exactly do you mean by that?
Every president been Jewish since 1948.
Now,
I'm speechless on that one.
Always. So I definitely want to know what's your position on family.
I mean, that is a key to America. That is the backbone of America, and that's the reason why my family was intentionally broken up, and the reason why my father's family was intentionally broken up. 100%. You know, my mom and my dad, they was buppies. And think about, you know, they both had people. These are the educated ones. I dropped out. I was like the college dropout. And my mom had a PhD, my dad double masters, and they're up there. They got their driving a BMW, townhouse, rich friends. Oh, you best believe CIA got to them. Start getting in my mama ear. We got a job for you up here in Chicago State University. Why don't we move this kid that they've been watching my test scores, this kid with this IQ that came from these parents, let's move him to the south side of Chicago. Who do you think showed my mom the house? Who do you think showed her the job at Chicago State? The earlier Corey Gambles. The earlier versions of that. The earlier CIA. They break apart the black family at every single level. It's a Tuskegee experiment that they have used, and have used the black families, and now they're using that on all of America. The same principles of breaking up the families. There's something that a friend of mine wrote to me about the CIA playbook. That's your whole music. While I look through the text. Okay, here we go. Well, we talked about the question about coming off crazy, and to directly oppose or discredit people who are exposing truths that attack the agendas they are using to control society through media. That's what we've been dealing with these past 3 months. So when we talk about family, we break it down. And I also asked my dad, I said, why did you want to abort me? He said, well, they made us feel like y'all were nothing, like y'all didn't matter. You know, people say they locking up all our leaders. They doing this, but guess what? It's a new leader every day. We're making a new leader every day.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate you. You know, I'm really glad that you brought that up, because I went through like a similar experience where, you know, people made me think I was crazy, because when I was younger, like, they was always watching my test scores too, and I had like my siblings too who had the same exact issues where these things was happening, and we all thought we was crazy. But you know, they try to tell our parents to put us in different positions and homes and stuff, and different programs. And I'm glad that my parents kind of caught on to like what was happening before. And like, now that I think about it in the future, like, I actually thought I was crazy. Like, I don't speak about these things publicly, but when I hear you speak about it, it's motivating to me, because I'm like, damn, like, this was real. This was real, and I'm not just dreaming about these things. So I really appreciate you for being the voice of this, and I just had to let you know that before I get my next question off. So yeah, so
it's good to hear that. You made me feel like when I get to talk to Kyrie, how he feels, like, you know, that, oh, we went through the same thing. Like, even when I brought up I'm not gonna say what kind of hospital it is, I'm not gonna say what it was, a juice, is when people say I went through the same thing with my contract, so my boy went through this and that. Every single person has had this exact experience. Even Shaquille O'Neal had these exact same experiences, but it's not one black person other than me that could take a multi-billion-dollar hit and still have a net worth of $400 million and still have $250 million cash stash, even if some of it was in my baby mama house.
If the walls could talk.
When you said that, I started to dig in deep, and then I started to get into the MK. I've always been into researching the MK Ultra stuff because I wanted to know what was actually happening. I know things were happening, but like when you started to talk about this stuff, it really hit me. And then it's funny because when I did a space about you and I was speaking, you wouldn't believe how many kids or how many adults now who came up and said, "I'm so happy that he spoke about that." So I appreciate you. Let's get into like Balenciaga, right? So, what's your thoughts on Demna and Balenciaga's public apology?
You know, you gotta understand. It's like I said on my beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. The race discrimination is real. We've seen it broad day with what happened with me for the DEF CON tweet. And the way every celebrity, even heroes of mine, like Q-Tip, was like, I stand by my Jewish people. Everybody posted. My baby mama posted. Everybody posted it, right? And then with the Balenciaga thing, Jerome get more time than Brandon. You get what I'm saying? It's like, boom, everybody jumped on me. But I had another theory about it. So I would say there's privilege in that, right? There is a real thing, white privilege. And this is the society that we're currently in. The society that we're making moving forward, the vision that we have moving forward is something for all beings. Like the internet is for all beings. iPhones are for all beings. Teslas, Mercedes-Benz, homes are for all beings. This is the type of things that I've always been interested in making my music. So let me say that as my disclaimer. You know how Dave Chappelle gave a disclaimer and then he went on to say about his friend, they dropped that nigga. I ain't like that, Dave. I ain't like that. You tell Big Country. You tell Kweli. I don't like Kweli's hat either. You tell Corey Smith and his gold teeth. He don't deserve to wear them gold teeth. I ain't like that. He went on SNL and said that. You know what I'm talking about, Corey with the gold teeth. So, some not these Corys. You know, what's up with the Corys? So, every kind of Corey. I was getting to rap bars right there. So,
Definitely smell TV.
My disclaimer is we are beings with engineering opportunity, and we will no longer let race divide us as we move into the future. But as far as our now and our past, there are truths to a division because of race, and there is white privilege, right? So Balenciaga and Demna, they sit in a position of privilege more than a black company or a black designer would. You know what I'm saying? It's like I opened the show for Balenciaga, and everybody thought that was just the coolest thing. And then the next day, I do my own show for my own brand that I own, and I did a T-shirt that said "White Lives Matter," right? Because if a white company puts me as a black man in the front of the show, that's like a Black Lives Matter moment in some way, right? So
saying that because like that's the missing key, which people didn't understand. Because I understood why you did it, but I just wanted to really hear you say it, like the difference between the two. And I'm glad that you brought that up. Thank you.
Yeah. So, and that happened in one day. You got to see the role reversal. We all been programmed. We all been MK Ultra. We can argue. Let's put up the argument. I'm not a scientist, but I'm going to put this up for something that we can find out. If there is content that can set off, or if there's things in our body from the vaccination that can be set off by content on TV.
Wow.
Let's unify and find out.
Wow.
So we all are under an MK Ultra. We all believe in Nike for some reason. We all take our checks and line up, step over a homeless person and buy Gucci for some reason, right? So when I did the Yay 24 on Balenciaga, I felt like a little kid having to give away their favorite toys. Because Demna is my favorite designer of all time. of all time, period. Black, white, straight, gay. Dimna is my favorite designer. It's literally like he could have made the Star Wars toys, in my opinion, because I love Star Wars toys, right? And for me, when I was going through the divorce and I had money coming in, I'm at a 57,000 square foot warehouse.
Miss Mel TV.
I started buying Balenciaga because the clothes just felt like toys. It's something about when I would wear that Balenciaga, I felt like an action figure. I felt like a superhero. The proportion, that cut that he had on it, right? So as a designer, you know, I love Dimna as a creative. Now the company, the whole company of Balenciaga, I believe that there was a hit on that company. Because it's interesting, because Candace Owens has not said one thing about my Alex Jones interview, but she still keeps talking about Balenciaga. But Candace Owens works for Ben Shapiro. Okay. And then Alex Jones has a set group of things that he's talking about. You got to understand, media is noisy. There's no solution inside of the politics that we, the audience, get to see. The industrialization and the hit had been set way before. People were set up with the guns before JFK got in the car, is what you got to understand before you're arguing about Balenciaga Gate. People ordered the guns and set it up before JFK got in the car. So you got to understand, by the time anything gets to us, it was planned. Coronavirus, it was planned. Balenciaga Gate, it was planned. Because meanwhile, people are participating in pornography. Any participation, says the Lord, I'm a hold 2 tablets on y'all right now. I know I'm a young Christian, right? But I'm going to either hold these 2 tablets, I'm going to hold these 3 stones right now and say, hey, and, you know, for you know, we know this is Moses and David, what I'm talking about, these comparisons, right? So anybody who participates in any form of pornography, that's holding on to any pornography of any sort, of any tapes, of any sort, hint, hint, is participating in pedophilia, because the majority of the people who are the women and some of the men that are in pornography and in the sex industry are products of molestation and pedophilia. And when a grown, married man, single, whatever, is watching it,
Mel TV.
whether they're watching teens and someone who's supposed to be just barely 18, or they're watching a MILF, it's still somebody's daughter. And that's why I'm not talking about no moral compass anymore. No moral compass anymore. It is about Jesus said so or Jesus said no on God. And it's God who protects me. It's God who protects me. And when it's time for me to go, it's going to be up to God. And the only reason why my accounts, I'm going to go back to this again. The reason my accounts, the reason why I got spanked like that is because I was going, using my ego, my self-esteem to go on Drink Champs and talk about, oh, I made this money, I did this, I did that. And God didn't like that. So in everything I do, I need to service God. Even if it's saying, I love Hitler. Even if it's saying calling out these contracts, as long as it's service to God. Anybody participating in any form of pornography is just as guilty as the people who put those child pedophile papers, or the people only saw one of those images. It's an image that's even more disturbing, where the child is laying down, and that just should have been like, yo, wait a second, what are we talking about, right? But people don't realize, bro, we're also MK Ultra. To pay $6,000 for any garment of clothing when there's people going hungry is insane. And I participated in buying overly expensive clothes. Our clothes cost $20. It is possible. Look, there's 5 elements, and I know people are going to say energy, but these are forms of energy that I'm about to say. There's 5 elements that the elites used to control the masses, that the 1% used to control the 99%. Water, food, shelter, medicine, and the number one of all, education, knowledge, because with that, you can get any of those. And those are all energy. And the greatest energy that we have is each other. We hold energy far better than the iPhone. We are God's iPhone. TV. We are his favorite creation, made in his image. And the most important thing that we have is each other. So if it's anything that I would say is be good to each other. Let's be good to each other. Let's hug each other. Let's love each other. Let's be good to each other. Let's hug each other. Let's love each other. Let's not judge each other, but let's take our brother's hand and lead him with a better plan. Let's say, hey, here's a solution. Here's an alternative. I've talked to women who are in the sex industry. They say, I'm under contract, though. I don't know what else I'm going to do with the rest of my life. They said, I'll never work anywhere again. They'd be 20 years old, thinking that they're under contract to work in the sex industry for the rest of their life. I see a vision. And I told Kim, Chloe, and Courtney this. So I'm going to put this vision in this world into the universe. I see a day where Kim, Chloe, and Courtney Kardashian go to Amsterdam. And as a symbol, like when they make these visual public symbols and they do the riots, the symbol, they shut down Amsterdam. They have the position to do that. Not Amsterdam, the whole situation. I'm talking about that street. They shut down the red light district where they have people's daughters in the window. How much is that daughter in the window? The one with the silicone tail. How much is that daughter in the window? It sounds really more creepy when you hear it like that. It's not just like a swiped up or link bio, is it? When you really realize that's somebody's daughter on OnlyFans, that's somebody's daughter on Reddit, that's somebody's daughter on Pornhub, that's somebody's daughter in the window. So if we want to talk about Balenciaga Gate, let's talk about it. Let's talk about how we all participate. Let's talk about me discovering pornography when I was 5 years old and the fact that this is a legal drug put on freeway signs. You go to certain cities and they have strip clubs on freeway signs. It's a whole family there. For me, when I was dealing with a pornography addiction at age 14, I had to sneak, or I had to go get a crackhead or something, or one of my friends that had grown a beard or something like that to go and buy it. Right now, they're spiking the punch. TikTok is spiking the punch. Disney is spiking the punch. They are making our kids question their sexuality early on purpose to cause confusion. And that is part of this new war, TV. This new war order that we're part of. We're already in World War III and don't even realize it. And guess, you know who told me we're already in World War III?
Who told you?
Harley Pasternak.
What?
You think you might know? Unify and find out. He told me that like 2 or 3 years ago. Information is the war. Information is the war. We're already here. Why you think I posted war? And I sure went to it, didn't I? Now we know. What'd you say?
No, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I also say this, like, you know, you are, even though, like, listen, I hear a lot of the things you say, and we could go back and forth, but I see the bigger mission. And I just want, and I know a lot of people don't tell you this, and I don't know if they do, but I'm just going to say this, like, I really appreciate what you're doing. Like, this is like a huge awakening, because there's a lot of people like me who went through a lot of stuff who people wouldn't believe. And when you come out and you speak like this, like, you make us really onto some, like, we did, like, we not going crazy. And I appreciate you for this. And I'm trying to be a grow, like, you know, dude today and just really have a conversation with you. But you really make me proud, Ye, like that, the fact that you speaking about this. Like the fact, like there was people. You have people crying on my stage, happy tears, because they really kind of was really excited. Now, like, yeah, I want to know why you think more celebrities are not talking about Fashionegate right now, because we have a lot of celebrities who, you know, were on your ass about you know, the comments that you made, White Lives Matter now, and the comments you made about the Who's, but like now everybody's quiet when Fashionegate come up, and it's, you know, everybody was like, you know, protect the children, and now that it's time to protect the kids, like everybody quiet. Why do you think that?
Because they work for the Jews. They celebrities. They're in Hollywood. We're in Jewtown. New York and California are both Jewtown. And now they turn in Nashville to Jewtown. So it's like they already, that's who they work for. You know, people, you know, the whole idea of the New World Order and who cuts the check. The reason why God allowed America to be the number one superpower, why are we the number one superpower? Our Navy. You can't touch us. Like that was complete. That was BS when they was talking all that Korea stuff. They can't get to us. That's why Trump started there. Like he's calling them tiny missiles. He's saying, don't get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? It's our Navy. But why would God allow it to go somewhere else? It's our disobedience. Same reason black people went enslaved for 400 years. Our disobedience. Can't nobody enslave us. We enslave ourselves to things that are against the Bible. We enslave ourselves because it's through this clarity, right? There's some times where, like, look, if I was drinking, which I was the night when I put up the debt, when I spelled that wrong, right? That drinking cost me $2 billion. So it cost me more than that, but also put me in a situation to really refocus. And the Bible, yeah, Jesus turned water to wine, but there's a passage that say, king don't drink. If I have any thoughts, it's not an if, you know, I'm just wording it different ways because my team is saying word it. But, you know, about 2024 and the idea of being a leader is no drinking, no sex before marriage, no pornography, no random cursing, all of this, be completely faithful to Christ. And a lot of people that are in Hollywood, they don't say Jesus King. They say Black is King. They say Cash is King, but they're not putting Jesus' name on high. And I forgive them, and I don't judge them because we all fall short. Ain't none of us Jesus. Ain't none of us perfect, you know. But that puts me in a position to be expressive. This is my makeup. There's something about my personality that's wired to do this. You know, Shaq was going to break backboards. It's the way he was made. He was made to break a backboard. That's what it is. I was made to break the internet. I was just built like, I've been like this since 5 years old, since 1 year old, since none years old. It's just my personality. To not be afraid of that, to only be, y'all seen multiple interviews. I'm like, this is what it is. They scared. They're scared, and it's fine. And they don't got to go nowhere near it. They got their homes. They got their chefs. They got their ability to steal clear samples. They got their stage shows. They got their live concerts. They got all this. But also, you know what else they got? They got threats. Hey, you move anywhere out the way, we're going to put you in jail. This is why I let you know that any celebrity that ever had any kind of gun charge is working with the feds. When did anybody ever go and be locked up and tell the judge, give me all the time?
Bro, T.I. got caught with silencers and did 12 months in a day.
Yeah.
That's a 10-year beat.
You tell me T.I. went in and said, give me all the time. Please, Your Honor.
He brought them directly from the people, gave them the money, was in the car with all that, and get 12 months in a day. Boy, but you know what? They gangsters, though. I got you.
I mean, I don't really know. Obviously, as I've been told, about nothing that deals with anything gangster. You know, I have no idea.
Well, what you doing is gangster, Ye.
I could tell you.
Change the whole definition of it.
You the biggest gangster I know.
Yeah. I could just tell you about Jesus. I could just tell you about Jesus and what he's done for me and just how free, you know what I'm saying? I write on the side of that Kyrie shoe also. That what you hearing is freedom. If you ain't never heard it or you ain't never saw it, and if it's here for a little while or a long while, if it gets played out or come in style, you know I'm saying it with a smile. You know, and you hear me right now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is what it feels like to lean, to have Wack go to SpaceX and meet Elon. You know what I'm saying? And people's like, bro, how you gonna do that? How you gonna do that? I was like, man, this man Wack is really smart, bro. He like, y'all don't realize that I know smart people when I meet them. I've been friends with, quote unquote, friends with Elon allegedly for 13. This is me and Justin saying the word. Like anytime somebody says something, we just say allegedly. You know how I can gaslight people? Just say anything to me. I'm saying allegedly afterwards. You're gonna be gaslit. I promise you. You be like, man, I just came back from McDonald's. Allegedly. He's like, what? I got the Happy Meal with me. Allegedly. Like, I know how to gaslight you. I'll be gaslit so much. I know how to gaslight people.
I appreciate that. Now, Ye, did you have any other? Because I know Trump had you had met with Trump in Florida, and it was all over the media. I don't know if you know, but the White House had to address that. I knew Ye was, well, I knew before that, but I do things get it real when the president, press secretary had to announce that Ye was meeting with Trump. And it was just like, you were the first name that was mentioned. And it's just like, even before Trump, it was crazy. But like, have you had any other communication with Trump after that legendary dinner that y'all had?
You know, he not directly because his handlers are stopping that. But, you know, I was giving him direct contacts of people with real information because, you know, I'm a super big time Trump supporter. Hey, Hollywood, y'all like that one? I'm a super big time Trump supporter. You like that one? So, you know, I'm giving, you know, Trump, just, you know, any advice, any tip. You know, one thing. Okay, cool. When I went to the White House, they Trump says my black approval rating went up 40%. 40. He said I feel it was 44%. My black approval rating went up 44%. I felt like JFK. There's never been a white person that's been as accepted by black people as the time when you came to the White House and visited me, And you know, I appreciate that I have that energy, but also we got to look at me as not only the ability to have black people approve you more, but also as somebody with some ideas past the color of my skin. This is the reason why the run in 24, I believe I can word it like that, will not be based on division and diversity, but on unification. That in America, we will create policies, we will augment policies to align with the Bible to serve all Americans, no matter what their class, what their economics, what their race, what their background. It's about Jesus, love, happiness, and innovation. And that is not what is being sold to us by the media. We said before, trauma economy. That is not. We have promises that have never been kept, such as reparations. We have gerrymandering. We got this word that has now been dispelled called anti-Semitism. Netanyahu, the word doesn't work anymore. I destroyed the word. It can't be used. All writers, all 78 outlets that called me an abuser because of Trevor Noah when they kicked me off the Grammys when I was supposed to win Album of the Year for my 10th album that had the most number ones in Apple history. You can no longer use the word anti-Semitic. Be more detailed. Isn't that what you told me? Be more specific. That's too wide of a term, right? I said Jewish people. They told me, be more specific. They call me anti-Semitic. I told them, be more specific. That's too wide of a term. The word anti-Semitic is no longer allowed to be used. It's a stupid word. Do you like that, Ron? I'm sorry. Rom.
They done cut Ye off again, man. Y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe. I'm gonna try to see if I can get the rest of it for y'all, or y'all could just, I'm sure y'all see it on somebody else's page. Y'all niggas be safe, stay dangerous. We out.